guess it was just yesterday, but pitter patter ignited a memory of that show. Oh no. That's funny that you talk about Canadians though, because the pitter patter thing, because where I do remember the pitter patter thing from is from, I believe it was Uncle Buck and John Candy, or no, it might have been, it's one of those John Candy movies. He's in love with this girl. I think he's a firefighter or something. I forget, but it's some John Candy movie, and he says he just wants. Oh, his wife says, "I just want to hear the pitter patter of little feet." Uh, before I die. He says, "Well, I could get you a baking tray and some mice." Oh, that was so good. And so he's Canadian, so it is a semi. I guess pitter patter could be a semi-Canadian thing. All right, AMST's moving a lot. All right, so I'm taking some more profits. I'm now almost 60% out. There we go. I'm 60% out, and I've made $78. And I'm fine with that because I'm also up $170 here, $45 there, $284 here. I've got shit. I got stuff going on. It really doesn't matter if you just have little small wins. That's good. Somebody says, I really like NVIDIA. I feel like they're strong and will do big things in the future. All right, man. Oh, geez. I guess we all start somewhere, but you could say that about probably 1,000 companies. Oh, and I really like NVIDIA too. I just like, oh, how cute, NVIDIA. What a nice product you have. And you know what I mean? It's like, that doesn't matter. You need to learn to trade charts. You need to look at charts. Because if you trade what you see or what you read, what you read or hear or think or feel, that's totally different than trading what you see. So I'm just trying to save you some money, and don't ever get caught up in mental thesis on a trade. Price is what price is doing, nothing else. It helps you hone in on a good stock and say, hey, this one qualifies, but then look at the chart and make sure it's primed and ready. Sometimes they're not chart-wise primed and ready, and it means there's something else going on there, not good, that you haven't considered. But that said, NVIDIA's been incredible lately. Good morning. What the fuck was all this? Canada. See, you know how they named Canada? Put a bunch of letters in a hat and pull them out. It'll spell the country. C-A-N. Canada was named. All right. By the way, I can beat anybody at Scrabble, and it's not because I have a very good vocabulary. I know a particular strategy. And there's absolutely no way I'm telling you. There's absolutely no way I'm fucking telling you guys. That said, if you are some kind of a Scrabble nut, you'll have to prove it to me. You can send me a private message. We'll talk for a while. You'll prove it. You show me your stats, blah, blah, blah. Maybe, I tell you. Somebody says just play WIN to win. Deep red today. I mean, it's shaping up that way. But so far, nothing. We've got a low and a high. A move back to test the bottom. We just broke that. Move that came back, but not the bottom. Move back to equilibrium, and it didn't go much higher, but we could go and test up here again. I mean, basically all we did was release volatility. We haven't taken any direction yet. All right, so let's talk about the market. Hello, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Let's talk about the market. Let's take a look at the bigger picture. We're sort of in a flag, which is, we're in a pullback off of a recent extension, and that extension was a bottom reversal and a trend line breakout and a move over the 200 moving average. So overall, things are looking good. But I'm happy if we, for a month or a few weeks or 2 months, if we pull back to this moving average and even cut into it a little bit and get cradled by the 50 moving average instead of the 200 or all the moving averages, if we can just pull back, get in this area, somewhere in here, that'd be fine by me. And that would be it. To me, if that's the signs are right here, that's it. It's over. The bear market that's the moment to finally blast all your money into everything. When things look absolutely horrible in about a week or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, somewhere in about a month or 2 in March, or in a couple weeks, things will look terrible. You'll hear a lot of doomsday talk. That's it. That's the last chance off the bottom after having a confirmed bottom reversal. So now we're in a confirmed bottom reversal uptrend with pullback. The talk is the worst it is. Boom, we get a lot of red. Bam. That's when you plant all your seed. You put everything in there, and if you're wrong, it goes down a little more. You cut for a small loss. Flip. You can hedge. You can use options to hedge your entry, and you can just wait for it to take off. So you could put all your money in there and then hedge all up with options, and then just wait for it to take off, and then remove the hedge at that point. It's the equivalent of getting in later, but it just depends. Sometimes, bottom picking can be a little bit scary. So that's one way you can protect your entry. Hedge it. Anyway, moving forward, that's what the market in general is doing right now. CPI report was fairly in line, if not slightly worse. It's slightly better and slightly worse than expected, but not bad. It's pretty much within range. And the market reaction was just nothing so far. But it looks like it's going to maybe test lows again and maybe break down because it was just a smidge hotter than expected. But of course, and inflation's going to get worse because the omnibus bill added 1.7 trillion to the promise bank, the debt pool. The promise bank, anytime you have, dollar bills are promises. They're promissory notes. They're not fucking money. Like, come on. It's money, but it has no value. It's paper. Let's remember. All that gives it value is it's a promise. It's a promise that we're not even on the gold standard anymore. It's really nothing. It's just a promise that we're a strong enough country that we back it up with nothing. We have no back. There's nothing there. It's not gold standard or nothing anymore. But if we print more promises, it dilutes the pool, and that's what creates inflation. And so that's what we did with the omnibus bill. So we'll see about a 9-month delay on that omnibus bill. We'll maybe later this year, around July, August, September, we'll start to see a blip in inflation again from that. There may be more just from imports, exports, global stage, etc. But Um, we'll start to see the omnibus bill start to the effects of that. It usually takes about 9 months for it to all trickle worldwide. By the way, how much of worldwide global trade do you think is done in dollars? Like, you've got yen, you've got uh, yuan, you've got Aussie, you've got the euro, you've got all these different and all these different countries that trade with each other. How much percent of the trade that they make with each other, all into every country, all around, what percent of global trade is done in US dollar, do you think? Who has a guess? And who doesn't know but has a guess, wants to they have an idea, take a shot in the dark. What percentage do you think? Somebody says 59%. Another person says 80%. Any guesses out there? Anybody else? It's 90%. It's 90%, which is 90%. Whenever you get 90% in statistics, that's their way of saying all of it. It's all done in dollar. 90% means completely. All right, with the rare exception, right? 90%. So when you hear politicians say, yeah, how come if it's happening there, how come it's not happening here? Or, what happens, what the U.S. does to spend money and cause inflation couldn't possibly cause inflation in, Jamaica or in Australia. Yeah, it does, because 90% of the entire world is working off the dollar. So what we do fucks up the entire world. So, stop guessing. Take a class on economics. Stop blindly defending moronic politicians. Politicians, they don't really know anything, So start thinking for yourself, because it's your money. You better start figuring it out. One of the best things you could probably do in life is study finance. Oh, wow. I'm up here, I'm up there, I'm up there. All right. Things are looking good. So anyway, the direction on the day, we don't really have a full-on direction on the day yet, but it wants to trend down. It wants to be moving down right now, but that's just release of volatility. You got to think of it as like right before the release of an event, everything gets really tight. Think of it like right before an earthquake. And then when the event happens, it's like, bam, everything loosens up. You see what I'm saying? But it doesn't mean that the direction is moving anywhere. See, now my arm is wiggling. The needle is moving. It's moving now. Before it wasn't moving. What's the difference? Nothing. The difference is it wasn't moving to now it's moving. It doesn't mean it's going in a direction, is it? Because, what you have to really examine is when it starts settling in, what is it doing? Because it's going to go bam, snap, snap, snap. And maybe if it's going like this and it's wiggling and going up, now you've got some kind of direction it's taking. But we have nothing. We have, and now we're on a very slow, measured move back down to the bottom. It's just nothing. We're within the range of the snap, of the tectonic snap. So it may break down a little bit and it may take some direction down, and that may be an indication of direction. But if I were you, I would wait for it to pull back a bit towards equilibrium between the high and the low before you actually take a short in that direction, so you get a very nice risk reward. And that way, if it does go the other way, you can flip. But if you were at the bottom and caught during the most extreme point and you had to get out at that same point, you would have lost a lot more money. So set yourself up for good risk reward. All right. All right. So, yeah, we're watching AMST. Seems to be one of the better plays this morning. AMST, there it goes some more. Now I'm up $100 on that little trade I put on AMST. We've got 5 minutes before they open. AMST is the hottest mover. It's the one that's on the title of all our streams and all our live streams, and it's the one we're going after the most this morning. That said, it's not really going to move um, uh, because of necessarily momentum, I don't think. Well, it could because it's none to borrow, so it's very very hard to borrow, and so there's nothing but intrinsic value change going on it, and I believe that when the market opens, it's going to quickly settle into a price. I don't think it's going to move, but we'll see. We'll see. Uh, it certainly has the best potential of Fusion, FUSN, BWV, Ruby. Those are our four other ones we're watching. We got 4 minutes until the market opens, and if I take a look and see if there's anything else, no, there's nothing else to really pay attention to. There's RCRT, but I don't think it's really doing anything. It was very low volume. Yeah. So it's all AMST, and I'm now 70% out on that. And I'd rather wait for it to break down back to VWAP and get back in because it doesn't have the characteristics of a real like strong momentum play, nor does it have the the short float and the float characteristics for it. But it can happen. Of course, it can happen. That's why we trade them. That's why you got to learn how to trade. AI is breaking down right now. Nice. I feel like it's going to break 20. Yesterday I thought, but it didn't. But maybe today. It's at 2050 right now. So we are short that, and I'm about up $4,000 on that. Yeah, Joey, but Joey, send me a private message, buddy, because I'm sure I can help you with a better idea. I've got a better idea for you that might even be safer on how you can double that money pretty fast. And it is in the market, but it's just slightly different than the kind of market investing that you're thinking of. All right, all right. So Joey, send me a message, private message. I'll get to you later. I'll find it later, and I'll get back to you on that later. I'll get you on the super right track. This guy Joey, he has $100,000. Wants to make the right move on. I feel like I can help people both sides there. People who have very little money, how to not fuck that up and just keep saving that till it's bigger, and then people who have a decent amount of money, finally what to do with it, for real. But really, there's no sense in trading a couple $1,000. Absolutely no sense. There's a lot better ways to make money with less. Make more money, to have more money and make more money with less. All right, we got 2 minutes until the market opens, and you probably don't know what those methods are, so that would be total mystery. And so send me a message. 2 minutes till the market opens, and it is indeed just hanging in there, right near these lows. The low of the day so far. Breakdown, I don't know, but today the low of the day, 302.60 for the day. I didn't say that. I never said that, Kelly. I never said there's a breakdown level. I mean, it'd have to be this pivot down here at 297. That's panic breakdown level, 297. Or 280, 290, 290. But we're talking a week in the future, maybe more cases. All right, AMST is holding its flag nicely. I'm going to switch to market orders. Yeah, well, send me a private message, Elise. You dickhead. Uh, Thinkorswim being ridiculous. Click around. Sometimes it gets like kind of stuck. Yeah, absolutely. Send me a private message. Nice drop. Sit on the sidelines. Do I think? Okay, here we go. Market's open. Right off the bat, we're probably going to make a new low since we're at lows. Okay, so now the market is making a new low from that pre-market low. But like I said, I'm not sure I trust that too far. All right, I'm taking another little bit off of AMST on strength. I'm not able to get in. I wonder if it's halting AMST. No, I don't think it's halting. Maybe I just didn't click it. Did click it. Let me cancel up here. On AMST. Rather funny. Okay, I guess it's because it blipped up and then started to pull back. I'll just flatten right there. I'm in the profit. I'm in the profit. All right, the market is dropping at the open. So now we have some movement there. We want to try and wait for a pullback to a particular point. Let's take a look at, say, the 2-minute chart. See if we can find an imbalance. Certainly this big, huge bar is going to give us some imbalance on the 1 minute, the 2-minute, 10-second, minute, 2-minute, 5-minute. If the market's going to trend downward, then this is how you want to get it. We got BWV kind of bumping over VWAP, BWV. Be watching that for potential entry. Ruby with some very fast movement. Maybe it has some shares to borrow because it has a little extra momentum. Ruby. RUBY. For some reason, that's not coming up on my system. I don't know what's being Thinkorswim's being a dick or what. But yeah, there he goes. If you can get it, Ruby's flying. Wow, really flying, hitting 30 cents now, coming off of 27 cents, 31 cents. It's about to break pre-market high. Ruby. Anybody get it? What's wrong with my system? It's still not coming up. My return button won't hit or something. Strange. Try going to like QQ. Actually, QQQ won't even come up. What a dick. No, I don't know. Something weird going on in my system. Typical Thinkorswimble. Anyway, back to the 1-minute chart. We're looking for a move to right around 12,460 to short. But we'll wait for the confirmation at that moment. Ben's in Ruby. Good. I guess you guys can get Ruby. Good for you. What a bunch of bullshit. Now over on AMST, I did fully exit, and it's coming down, breaking down. There goes Ruby starting to pick up again. I don't know why I can't get. Just won't work. I don't know what the fuck's wrong there. Maybe try to go to another window and come back. Looks like Carvana is coming down a little bit. 10.58. It's breaking that $11 level. If it can break $10, the next real strong support level is $9. Once it breaks $9, that's it. It's fading. But I'm already short on it. So, yeah, I'm just looking for more. AI picking up some buys right now, hitting 2160. Once it hit 2030, it just picked up like $1.50, $1.20 quite quickly. I can't fuck around with Ruby. Ruby's on fire, hitting 33 cents now, coming off of that pre-market breakout around 27, 28, at 33. Not that big of a move, but it is on fire. But it's not that big of a move, so you better be taking larger profit chunks. Okay, I think we're ready to go in. Short on the market right around here, so I'll take a position there. Came into resistance, and then I'll have to cut if it breaks over this breakdown bar. No, don't get me out because of that. I had a misclicked order here. No. What is up? Why can't I get into Ruby? So weird. Any troubles with you, RJ, and Ruby? No, he's in it. Okay, good for you. Well, I hope you took large profits. Large profit pieces on that. I think that's a little bit sketchy. Small size, huge chunks. Okay, good. We already went over the market, Skizzy. I mean, okay, and Jade. Who is that? Jaden Whitmer. Yeah, we already went over to QQQ. Market forecast every morning. Market forecast every morning. And it looks like I'm going to have to get stopped out. Well, we'll see here for a second. Do you play SLDs? No. I live in America. So we have a lot of other things we can play before we have to turn to SLDs. NVIDIA zooming up. I'm going to have to cut out of my short right there because that is a strong move. Go ahead and get out of it. Nice tight bid ask too, so nothing to worry about there. Okay. We're getting some, kind of rolling over motion. Double top, head and shoulder kind of double top action there. The longer a consolidation, the direction that it takes out of that consolidation, the longer that direction will likely be the direction. I don't know if anybody got that, but tip. BWV with a nice bull flag type of formation. BWV. RCRT moved from 50 cents to almost 70 cents. That's a lot. There goes BWV. Speak of the devil, right when I was talking about it. Okay, now Ruby's showing up. Jeez. Now when I don't want to do anything with it. All right, the market is breaking to the upside. Attempt to reverse right there, but I could be in a consolidation range right now. What other platforms do I stream on? Zoom, Discord, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter Live, and then here on TikTok. That's it for now, but there might be more coming. NVIDIA making its move. NVIDIA being very strong this morning, relatively speaking. That's a lot of extra strength NVIDIA has on the market compared to everything else. So it seems that there's large buying going on over on NVIDIA. And no, okay. Mind on that. AMST is pulled all the way back to VWAP now. That's not a play. Ruby with a huge pullback. NVIDIA really, really strong, and it's about to break pre-market highs around 222, at which point it would really take off. In other words, this is nothing. If it can break 222, which it's about to do, it's at 221.77, 221.80, it can really take off. It's doing its own thing this morning, just being bought up. Much more than the market. Relative strength, very high. I might short it if it gets really high, frankly. Not that it's in a downtrend or anything, but just that, the market probably will drag it down. So it says there's news. A $1.3 million order. $1.3 million. That's like nothing for NVIDIA. From the U.S. Army to develop vehicle visualization systems using NVIDIA GPUs. Wow, that's nothing. Like Mr. Beast just bought all of the NVIDIA products at Best Buy. Like, that's nothing. Yeah, pass it on and double it. Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably short NVIDIA later today if it gets way up there. You just lost $660. All right, send me a private message and maybe I can help you with your trading or your investing. What time frame are my charts? Mostly these are 1 minute for the momentums. We also trade swing trades, and for those we look at the daily charts, sometimes the 30-minute charts. This one's a 10-second chart. So, it all depends. I definitely have a section about that, time frames and how to use time frames in my market mastery video lessons. I think if you go to my profile, no, I don't think it's set up that way, but you can go to marketmastery.teachable.com. Just 1 second. All right. By the way, I cut my long on the market right at the double top there. It could still go further. In fact, there it goes. But I just didn't want to risk it. That was a nice risk point to take risk off, and I could get back in on some pullback, but I wasn't looking at it. And there it goes. The market is going long right now for a move, presumably back to equilibrium, which is right around 12,560 on NASDAQ, 12,560. Ruby completely fading. AMST got bought up at the 62-cent level. If you're watching level 2, you might have been able to see that, possibly. There might have been a flood of bids at 62 cents. If there was, then that was a sign for you to go ahead and get in there as well. There it goes. NVIDIA broke 222. I'm glad I got out of my short around 220, 219, I think it was. Yeah, so we did have CPI numbers today, and like I said, it's just kind of was nothing. Slightly dragged the market down a little bit, but not enough for you to really take any larger directional trade. So there's scalps available, and that's about it. I'll probably short right here because we're starting to come into equilibrium. That goes. NVIDIA now almost at 224. Coming up on this resistance line, trend line. Probably we can see that better on a 30-minute chart. Yeah, so it could go all the way to even 230 today, which I would love for it to do. And at that point, I would short it myself. I would short it. So that may be what happens. If it does, I certainly would. It's worth the risk, and I'm willing to take the loss. If there's a rejection from 230 entrance, if 230 ends up being the top, is real comfortable risk reward area, because now we could be talking about, again, 200, 230 to 200, and I can easily cut it at 220, 235. So that's, we're talking 30 down, 5 up, so that's about 6 to 1 risk to reward. Worth the loss if it's wrong. A lot of people think that professional traders are so good that they just make money. Every trade, they're just closing winning trade after winning trade. The most ironic thing is that pro traders only win about 30% of the time on average. You have pro traders around 25%, 40%, 50%, 60%. There's a range there, but it's about 30, 35%. So they lose more than they win. They lose more frequently than they win. Because that's fucking life. That's the market. You can't win more than you lose. Uh, unless you're doing like scalping and you have a particular scalp method there, uh, then making little chips, of course, and that is a winning method as well. Like there's a spectrum, a bell curve of it, but for the most part, it's about 35% win rate. So how do they make money then? If they're losing more often than they win, because when they lose very little, if next to nothing, maybe even win a tiny bit. To them, that's a loss. And then when they win, they're making 4, 5, 6, 10 times as much money because they go in for good setups. They go in for good situations. Nvidia, boom, 12% gains on Nvidia, 30% on Nvidia calls. Nice. Just keeps going, hit 225. I am short on the market right now just for a leg, just for, maybe to 12,500. We're sitting at equilibrium. If I'm wrong, $20. If I'm right, I make $100. That's like a 5-to-1. Yeah, that's what I was saying. The risk reward ratio. Yep. You want to make sure you get into situations where you have high risk reward, high reward to risk. Nice. Very good. We may be done for the day too. I mean, at least with the stream, not much else going on. So yeah, let's move into the different channels. We've got momentum, big shorts, all kinds of market trading, all kinds of setups that we can be watching and that we can be buddying up on. BWV is starting to show enough that it might break to new highs right now. There it goes. Yeah, BWV went from 160 to 170 just now. It's making like 10% pops. So might as well take 100% out on those and then just get back in on a pullback. And in fact, there it is. It's failing from 170 to 160, almost 150. And Janet Yellen is speaking at 10. Okay. Ugh. There's certain words I can't use on TikTok. And so we'll leave it at that. All right. See you in the group, everybody. Dive in, everybody out there. Make sure you click the link in the description or the bio. You can come right into our free trading group and see you there soon. All right. Let's keep trading.